Hello everyone, in this video we're going to draw King Kong. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the head. To draw the circle, first make two small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make two more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're having trouble drawing it, just trace the outer edge of a cup, a bowl, or anything else with a circular edge. Below the circle, make a small mark as a guide for the lower section of the head. Connect the small mark to the circle using curved lines to finish the guide for the lower section of the head. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also, pause the video to draw at your own pace. Draw a curved horizontal line across the circle. This is a construction guide that will help you place the facial features. Draw this line slightly higher than the center of the circle. Now draw a curved vertical line across the entire head for another construction guide. Place this line close to the left side. Inside the head, draw two small circles as guides for the eyes. Place the eyes on top of the horizontal construction guide and on either side of the vertical guide. Below the eyes, draw a short horizontal line for the first part of the open mouth. Farther down, draw another short horizontal line for the lower edge of the open mouth. Connect the horizontal lines using curved vertical lines to complete the guide for the open mouth. The mouth should take up a big space inside the head. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Inside the head, where the construction guides intersect, lightly sketch two small curved lines for the nose. The shape of the nose should be similar to two small hills. The line on the left will slightly overlap the eye. When you get the shape of the nose right, darken the lines. Draw the lines close to the eyes. Within the shape of the nose, draw a curved line for the nostrils. Close off the right tip of the line for the nostrils opening. Draw a short line at the bottom for a crease. Use the small circles as guides to draw the eyes. Draw short curved lines directly on the circles to create the shapes of the eyes. The tops of the eyes should be curved and the bottoms flat. Draw a couple of lines around the eyes for creases. The eye on the left should be smaller because the head is slightly turned. Don't overlap the nose as you draw the eye on the left. Draw a sloping line above each eye for the lower edge of the brow. The inner tips of these lines should point toward the nose. Inside each eye, draw a couple of short curved lines for the irises. In the middle of each iris, draw a dot for the pupils. Draw a series of short angled lines between the eyes for the furrowed brow. Draw multiple lines for creases. Don't make these lines too long. Below the eyes, draw a couple of short curved lines for more creases. Don't place these lines too far away from the eyes. Above the eyes, draw a long curved line for the top section of the brow. The left side of the brow should be slightly outside of the circle. Curve the tips of the lines downward. The middle of the brow should curve down slightly. Inside the open mouth, near the top, draw a curved horizontal line. This line will be the lower edge of the lip. Follow the curvature of the guide as you draw this line. On the lower left side of the line, draw a small triangular shape for the canine. Pay attention to the size and position of the canine in relation to the guides. On the right side, draw another small triangular shape for the other canine. Make the tops of the shapes round so that they're similar to cones. Between the canines, draw smaller shapes for the rest of the teeth. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the lines when you get the shapes right. The shapes should be similar to small squares. These teeth should be smaller than the canines. Along the bottom edge of the mouth, draw 2 more small triangular shapes for the lower canines. Make these canines slightly smaller. Use the initial lines as guides to help you position the shapes. Between the canines, draw a series of small square-like shapes for the other teeth. Draw the rest of the open mouth along the path of the initial guides. Make the sides of the shape more curved than the initial guides. Draw a couple of vertical lines on the sides to make the shape of the mouth wider. Inside the mouth, on the bottom right side, draw a series of small square-like shapes for the molars. Add another row of teeth on the left side too. Draw these teeth along the path of the vertical construction guide. Add a vertical line on the left side for the inside of the mouth. On the top left side, draw another row of molars. In the middle of the mouth, draw a big curved shape for the tongue. Draw a curved line at the top for a crease on the tongue. On the top right side of the head, draw a small curved line for the ear. Draw a series of short strokes along the left side of the shape for the furry base of the ear. Add a few curved lines inside the shape for the creases on the ear. At the top, lightly sketch a curved line for the top of the head. Draw the top of the head slightly higher than the initial circle. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the line when you get the shape right. Darken the line using a series of short strokes to create a furry texture. Use the initial lines as guides to draw the rest of the head. Follow the basic path of the guides as you draw the shape of the head. Use a series of short strokes to create a furry texture. Make the bottom of the head longer than the initial guide to create a beard. Use slightly longer strokes to create the beard. Draw a few long vertical lines on the sides of the mouth for creases. Add a shorter curved line to the left of the ear for the cheekbone. Continue to draw more curved lines inside the head to emphasize the fur. Below the mouth, draw a curved horizontal line for the chin. Don't draw the chin too far below the mouth. Draw short sloping lines on the sides of the head for a bit of the body. Use short strokes as you draw these lines to create a furry texture. Now erase the initial guidelines. The next few steps are sped up so that the video isn't too long. You don't have to erase every guideline, it's okay if you leave some behind. Redraw any of the final lines that you may have accidentally erased. Now shade your drawing. Use a medium value across the entire head. Shade lightly at first and gradually build up to darker values. For light values, push down very lightly on your pencil, then push down harder for darker values. Add an even darker value across the head to create shadows. Shadows will give the head more dimension and volume. Use a dark value on the area around the eyes and inside the mouth. Darken the final lines to emphasize the shapes. As you shade, use strokes that go in the direction of the fur. Slowly and gradually create darker values across the head. As you shade, separate each stroke a bit so that the white of the paper comes through and creates a furrier texture. Add a few more lines within the head to create creases and scars. Shading can be time-consuming, so be patient and take breaks. Keep shading until you're happy with the result, and that's it for King Kong. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com, where every step of this tutorial is broken down into an individual image. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying my books on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.